Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Couple quick clarifications. Number one, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below in the description area to a totally free 4-part series that'll walk you through futures, how they work. And just as a quick little bit that maybe gets you interested, there is zero pattern day trading rule. No pattern day trading rule, so you can trade as much as you want. Second, I'm trading futures through a prop firm. What is a prop firm? How does a prop firm work? Which prop firm am I using? I will put a link down below, or you can just use that link up on the screen. But in summary, prop firm allows you to put very little of your money at risk, and then there's a whole lot of upside potential available to you. So that is a prop firm in a nutshell. So I will go ahead and pause the screen recording software for now, and if I find an opportunity, or as I should say, as soon as I find one, I will get the video. Well, even right now, look at this start. Maybe I can get something right or off the way here. The market did just open though, so you got to be careful as these things can be pretty crazy. Let's see if I can. I missed it. Tried for a quick scalp there, but was not quick enough, and then it left me behind. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm looking to potentially get long here if it wants to come down a little bit more. Let's see. Come on. I wanted to see it down a little bit closer to these lows, but then it bounced. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get short there. No, no. Oh, I thought I was only taking out one. Just a minute, let me get my marker set up. Oh, this is painful. So I had 5, and then you probably saw me click and change that to 1. And then it just, in the heat of, and that's the thing, I'm not asking for pity, but these live videos are hard because this is happening literally right now. This is not me doing, like, recording everything and then doing a voiceover. This is me right now. So that makes it hard again. No pity, because nobody's forcing me to do this. But I changed that to 1, and then I should have been clicking that button right there, and that would have allowed me to scale out one at a time. But I wanted to just take one off the table, but I pressed that, which is exit, meaning that's exit everything, and that's exactly what happened. So made $45 on it, but would have done a whole lot better as that dropped all the way down there. But yeah, so a logistical error on that one, but not the first time it's happened, unfortunately. Won't be the last, but all right, well, it is what it is. Let's see if I can get another trade. All right, I'm going to go ahead and probably should just try maybe a scalp up around here. In there and out for $74 on that one. Or I'm sorry, not $74. Made 30 on it just because it was a scalp. I'm now up 74. Again, that was not a $74 trade. I was already in the green, so that was a trade for 30. It's a pretty big mover, so. But yeah, I'm talking to myself right now. Use that as a, all right, it's coming back up. Let's see. In there. I'm gonna. So a little bit on that one, now up 96. One of those trades was a losing trade. There's 2 within there. One of them was a losing trade, a smaller losing trade, and it still was an overall green trade, but I really like that up there. See if we can get up to that area. In fact, no. I'm going to change over to the NQ. is that? If it wants to come up there, I'd be interested, but it's already starting to pull back, so maybe not on this one. I'll pause. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Missed that. Too slow. I just play a break. Oh, that's that's chasing too much. All right, I'll pause. All right, now we're getting a bit of a bounce, so that's not quite chasing. A little bit of relief off there. Still a lot of downwards pressure. Watching closely here. In. Missed it. Come on. Do I try again here? Maybe. See if it wants to come back down. Looking to try to add in another trade here, but I want to see if it wants to come down. Come on. Coming a little bit more. Still may be interested in adding again. So I got that first allotment out, but that orange line there, you can see every time it's broken down through there, boom, it's gotten a jolt, boom, jolt, boom. Is jolt even a word? Jolt, I think I'm trying to say. Right there, kind of a jolt, not a whole lot. Right there, another big jolt. So I was wanting to see, could it come down through there? So I'm still watching that. And it'd have to be a quick scalp because, so especially that quote unquote jolt. That'd be enough still, but. So on that one, made 180. Like I said, was hoping to add to it. As I just explained, didn't quite work out that way. Maybe we get another chance here. I will pause. Well, this would also be an argument for a confirmation. Keep in mind, I was waiting for that orange line as confirmation. It never happened. And yeah, now look at the thing. That would have been very, very bad from the short side. But now confirmation, to be fair, it's not like the Holy Grail. Sometimes you wait for confirmation and it doesn't work out. But in this situation, very, very glad I did wait for confirmation as things really turned itself around quite a bit. All right, I'll pause. All right, have an order at that green line there to get long. Move it down a bit more. Bounced. That was the move. I think even though I moved it, I don't think I still would have been filled anyways. So think about it. That's why trading's hard. I was right. It was going to pull back and bounce. But notice, I was right. But did I make any money? I didn't, because I was not right enough. Meaning, making broad statements, you can be right, but there's more than broad statements. You've got to actually get to finer details. Like, okay, well, where exactly do you think it's going to be done going down? And then that would be the point where you actually need to buy, right? And then if it does go back a little bit further, can you weather the storm or do you get stopped out? Little things like that. So Yes. So I'd say that just because when people are learning, it's easy to sit there and be like, okay, I think this is going to happen. And then you see it happen. You're like, see, I'm right. I would have made money. It's like, well, wait a second. That's a pretty big jump. Broad statements, you can be right. But in the real world, there's a lot of those finer tuned details that need to be considered also. Wow. What a bounce. What a bounce. All right. I'll pause. All right. Thinking of, yep, there we go. And out there for a $30 scalp. I wanted more than five, but if it was going to give me a little bit of movement, a $30, bill in my favor, I'm not going to turn that down. But the goal is I can always start back over again. So made a quick $30 on that one. I'll pause. Let's see if I can. Did I even hit the record button? Please tell me we're recording. All right, we are recording. Okay, I will pause. And on that note, we are 45 minutes in. I'm up about 280, I think 279 to be exact. And I'm going to go ahead and call it good. Not too bad. Not sure of many places in the world where you can make $280 in 45 minutes, especially when you consider that this is just a side hustle. So no, I do not call myself a full-time trader, and I would encourage you not to want to be a full-time trader. I'd encourage you to want to have many streams of income and to use trading as one of the forms of income. I invest in real estate. I have the teaching business at claytrader.com. I have a dividend portfolio. I own farmland in Iowa that pays me. So I literally am diversified across the board. I have many streams of income. Every wealthy person I've ever studied, that's the one common theme. They all have many streams of income. So I would encourage you to do the same. And it takes off the pressure. For me, like I said, it's just like epic gains. Actually, yeah, it is when you consider. I would never go up to somebody making $50 an hour and then be like, I made $280 in 45 minutes. I'm not very happy about it. I would never do that. And I don't think you would either. And I realize social media can really distort things. You can see massive gains. And for those people, fantastic. They're doing a great job. I congratulate them. But don't compare your gains to that and then think you're doing a bad job. Because again, you would never go up to somebody making $50 an hour and complain about making $280 in 45 minutes. So like I said, when it's one of many streams of income, when it's just, then you can take the pressure off and it's just a side hustle. And I do this not because I want the Rolex watch. Not that there's anything wrong if you want the Rolex watch. I hope you get it. But as a father of 6 kids, I want the freedom of time, and that's what that's what I'm after. So if I can put some profit in my pocket in 45 minutes, I'm very happy with that. And then finally, before I go, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering. So if you want to know how I'm using the tool of charts to build risk or to build consistency, manage risk, and then just make sure you have the proper mindset, the proper structure in place. A lot of people show up. Been around since 2013 as a claytrader.com, the YouTube channel. So I've seen a lot of traders. I've worked with a lot of traders, and a lot of people have the best intentions, but they just don't quite get it. They have false impressions of how things should be approached or how they should be done. And those little small things can add up in big ways. So like I said, I want to make sure that you're in the right mindset, you have the right guardrails in place, and that you're using the tools as they're intended to be used. Because yes, I get it. Some ways may seem logical to use a tool, but it's actually the wrong way to use it. So that'll be some of the things among much else covered in the training. So if you are interested, go to claytrader.com/live or just use the link down in the description box to learn when the next live class is. And I hope to see you there. As far as these live trade videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please hit that like button. And if you're looking for a way to really support the channel in a very free and easy way, hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching. Take care.